Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Vianney Strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you can see by the title, I went to Target and I bought a bunch of new makeup from Wet n Wild. They do have like 4 new collections, and I tried to get a little bit of each one so that we could test out the formula and everything like that. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, before we get into it, I did just want to say that I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded for all of last week. I've just had a lot going on, good things and also draining things. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I had my huge engagement party, which was so much fun. But then there's also times where I'm not feeling the best and I don't really want to be in front of a camera and like talk about makeup when I have a lot going on in here. I'm obviously okay. I just wanted to mention that because I want to remind you guys that, you know, even though social media seems like we're always perfect and butterflies, like there's also real stuff going on in everyone's life. And if you are feeling down sometimes, like just know that I'm with you on that one and we will get through it together. Today I kind of wanted to play with some makeup. I actually felt like it, and I feel like I've been off my game for a while and I kind of want to get back on it and give you guys my energy. So without further ado, let's go into it. Wet n Wild came out with like a lot of different collections. Here's like a picture of like what's going on, but I decided to pick up like a couple things from each collection so that we could test them out. I believe they're like the same formulas, they're just different scents. Usually when I haven't tried an eyeshadow palette, I like to start out with that first, but let's be a little risky and start out with the face today. I'm gonna zoom you guys in because we do have a new primer to try. For primer, I did decide to pick up the honey one just because there's something that just seems like it would be great to have something that's like honey scented on my face. So this is called the Honey Be Mine Primer Serum. On the website, it is described as your perfect primer, so you can refine and prep your skin with the help of this 2-in-1 primer serum. Even out your skin tone while achieving a luminous glow. Experience nourishing effects while this primer seamlessly creates a smooth base for any foundation. It's supposed to blur imperfections, soften and hydrate, and it is cruelty free. I'm assuming it smells like honey, but I'm also just kind of like making that up. It does come in a glass little container, and it does come with a dropper. Kind of smells like honey. It smells like a lot more like florally, but it does have a little bit of that like honey feel. So we will see how this looks. I honestly have no idea how much to put, but let's just start out with that and blend it out. Okay, so far it feels pretty hydrating. It did give me a glow, but it's not like shimmery, so I do like that. I don't like shimmery things on my face. Yeah, it gave me like a really pretty glow. It is pretty lightweight, but it does feel like my skin feels a little bit tacky because it feels hydrated. So it does feel like a really nice base before foundation. And I will say, this would also be pretty just to wear on its own. You don't have to use it as a primer. It looks really pretty, and it gave my skin a really pretty glow, and it smells delicious. So far for a $5 little primer serum, I think it looks really pretty. Alrighty, so I do like this. This so far, so good. I'll keep using it, but my skin just feels really hydrated without feeling greasy, so I love that. So next we have a couple face palettes. I ended up buying the Cocoa like contour. I also got blushes, and I also got like highlighters. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some foundation, concealer, and powder, and I'll be right back so we can try these out. So next we're gonna be trying this face duo. It's called Live In with Cocoa. Wait, I just made that up. It's actually called In Love with Cocoa, and it is a face palette. This highlighter and blush duo makes it easy to sculpt, contour, and highlight the features while creating a radiant, full-on strobe effect. This is what it looks like. I do like the shade of this bronzer. I feel like this would be a good contour for some, and a good like blush for some, and a good bronzer for some. See, this highlight, I didn't realize it was shimmery, but I will say it's more of like a subtle highlight. I do think it's a little bit too light for me, but I do think that this would look really pretty on other people. This smells like straight up, like it smells like Hershey's chocolate. So I'm gonna grab a brush and just see if I can like contour and bronze with this. A lot's coming off, but not a lot of kickback. That's the thing with like Wet n Wild powders have noticed with their newer formulas, they're not as like powdery. Ooh, that's looking pretty. See how it's like very neutral? It's not super cool tone or super warm tone. I do prefer a warm tone bronzer, but this might be a good contour for me. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna try to bronze and contour with it. And I could totally see how it could be a blush for someone. Like I'm putting it on the cheeks, and this would be like a really pretty natural blush for sure. So the idea that I had with these face palettes is that with the Honey face palette, there's like a shimmery brown in here, and for me, it would be more of like a bronzer topper, and then for darker skin tones, this would be like the perfect highlighter palette. So I kind of want to see how this bronzy shade looks on top of the bronzer. This is the Be Mine Honey face palette. I'm glad that they have a face palette for deeper skin tones. Like I said, you know, every palette can be versatile, but I can tell that this would be just like a perfect highlighter palette for like deep skin tones. So I'm just gonna grab some and put that everywhere. See how pretty that looks? Obviously, if you do have like a lot of texture, I don't recommend this, but if you love glowy skin, bronzer toppers are the way to go. The shades are just not my favorite on my skin tone. See how I'm more like golden? These shades are a little bit more ashy and reddish, but again, the formula is really nice. So far, so good. I am very excited to try out this blush palette. This is called the My Cherry Amour face palette. First, I'm gonna apply each one on each cheek, just so that we can see each color. I personally love more mauve tones. Very pigmented. Smells really good. Definitely smells nice and sweet. Very pigmented. I'm going in with the lightest hand. Oh. So that is the mauve shade, Holy Pigment. Okay, now let's try the peachy shade. That's funny. I thought I was gonna like the mauve shade more, but because they're so pigmented, this peachy one is like looking pretty good on its own. So I'm gonna add it everywhere that I think I need it. I think that by the time we do the eyes, it'll kind of like go down a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm very excited to be trying out this eyeshadow palette, so I'm gonna zoom you guys a little bit more and then we can try this formula out. I did pick the most basic palette, but I do this thing where I try to like buy makeup for videos that I'm actually gonna use outside of the video, so I did get the Cocoa one. So this is called In Love with Cocoa. When it comes to Wet n Wild shadows, they're a little bit hit and miss for me. Some I'm obsessed with, and some I'm not. I think it's kind of odd that they do change up their formula sometimes. So I hope these are a hit. I will say though, definitely ColourPop vibes, and I am really liking this like color story. So I'm gonna speed it up. I'm gonna try to do a smoky look with this eyeshadow palette, and then I'll let you guys know how I like the formula. Alrighty guys, I am back and this is the look we created. I will say I was pleasantly surprised by the mattes. I thought that they were really nice. They were nice and pigmented and they blended out beautifully. The shimmers are a little bit of a different story. On the fingers, they look really beautiful. They don't swatch very good, and when you apply it to the eyes, they don't apply very well, but if you do put a little bit of setting spray on it, they do come to life. So if you're okay with that, then I think you are going to like this palette. It's very inexpensive. It's a really beautiful color story, and they do have different options of the color story. Overall, I do think it's a good palette. Just make sure you wet those shimmers. That's like my only advice. So before we move into the last two products, I did want to kind of test out this highlighter real quick. I love a good like super natural highlighter, and even though I feel like it might be a little bit too light for me, I'm still gonna try it out. I love putting it on my finger and adding some shimmer on my nose, so I'm gonna first do that. And this smells so strongly of chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, do not get this. I'm just gonna put like the tiniest bit on like high points of my cheeks, because I will say, it almost feels like it's like half shimmer, half pigment. And so since it is very light, I don't want to like look ashy. But I mean, it's gorgeous. I think that if you have lighter skin tone, this palette would like work beautifully for you. Honestly, all these palettes have been beautiful. They're very, very pigmented. I'm gonna set my face really quickly. I did get the Passion Session Face Mist. I love Wet n Wild setting sprays. I'm assuming it's the exact same thing. It's just a limited edition scent. Honestly, I didn't want to buy a chocolate scented spray. I prefer something like fruity, so I got this one. Usually Wet n Wild sprays do have a good spray, it's just a little bit much, so make sure you know, give yourself some distance. Woo! Oh my god. That smells so good. That smells like a passion fruit like tea. Oh, but it's not like overly like sweet. It's actually really, really nice and refreshing. That smells amazing. I do really like Wet n Wild setting sprays, so I do like this. For the last product, I did get one of their lip kits. I thought it was interesting that they had like very dark lip liners with like clear glosses, but we'll just see how it looks. I did end up getting the Honey Lip Duo. It's called the Honey Be Mine Lip Duo. So it comes with a lip liner with castor oil. It also comes with a gloss that contains marula oil, sunflower seed oil, vitamin E, and honey to help soften and revitalize lips. Oh, it's actually a little bit lighter than I thought it would be, so that's good. This color looks really, really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and overlay my lips. Okay, and I am gonna fill in my lips just because the gloss is clear. So at least this will be like a lip color. The formula was super nice. It's creamy, but it doesn't like slip and slide. It's like that perfect combination of like creamy, but like not overly creamy. Like it feels like it's gonna stay in place. Don't be afraid of this color. It actually comes out a little bit more nude. I'm excited for this gloss. I hope it smells like honey. Here's a little bit of a close-up. It's not overly thick, but you can tell there's a lot of like nourishing oils in it. It feels really good, and it's really not that thick feeling, but it's like thick enough. It feels really, really nice. Okay, so this is the final result. I do like how the makeup looks. I actually really enjoyed all the products. I don't think they're all for me, but let me tell you who I think they're for. If you have lighter skin than me and you need a beautiful like neutral contour bronzer and a really pretty highlight, you have to get this. If you love super pigmented blushes like me, you have to get this. If you have deep skin tone and you just want two stunning highlighters, this is really, really nice. Again, the eyeshadow palette was nice. Like for the price, I think it's good. Just make sure you wet those shimmers and like you're good to go. But these mattes are really, really nice. If you already like the setting spray of Wet n Wild and you just want a different scent, like why not? I really like this. It's not overly like strong in your face, but it does smell nice and fresh. And then the lip kit's pretty good. I do really like this lip liner. I don't know if I would pair these two together, but I do think that it's a nice gloss and it's a really pretty and a nice color and nice formula lip liner. So I believe that is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. You can find it in store at Target right now, and it's coming soon to the Wet n Wild website. So if you guys are interested, I will link them down below. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very excited to be back on YouTube after taking like a 1-week break. It's always fun to play with makeup with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Let me know what you guys want to see next down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.